It was midnight when my phone buzzed. A message from my wife read, "We need to talk." Heart pounding, I unlocked her phone, and my worst nightmare unfolded. Hidden messages, secret calls, and proof of her texting another man at this late hour stared at me. Betrayal I was never meant to witness had been meticulously concealed. Every emotion collided, shock, rage, heartbreak, because in that instant, I realized my life, my trust, and everything I believed about us would never be the same again. I'm Ahmed, an ordinary man who thought he had a perfect marriage. My wife, Zinat, was my partner, my confidant, my world. I never imagined she could deceive me. Love made me blind, convincing me that trust was unbreakable. Yet here I was, staring at evidence of betrayal I could never unsee. The woman I gave my life to had secrets I was never meant to uncover. And now, every heartbeat reminded me that my life had crossed into a reality I wasn't prepared to face. We had shared 5 years of laughter, long talks, and countless small joys. Our mornings began with smiles and tea, our evenings with whispered secrets. We traveled, built a home together, and endured life's challenges side by side. I had believed our love was unshakable, immune to lies or betrayal. Every memory felt perfect, until that midnight message. Suddenly, our happiness seemed like an illusion, fragile and deceptive. The world I trusted was crumbling, and I was about to face the reality behind the perfect facade we'd built. Zinat had been stressed and busy at work, often staying late. I assumed exhaustion was the cause of her distance, never imagining it masked something far darker. Behind her weary eyes, she had cultivated a hidden life full of deception and secrecy. What I interpreted as stress was a distraction from the truth. Subtle signs had been there all along, but I had ignored them, blinded by love. Only now did I realize the enormity of her betrayal and how carefully she had hidden it until the midnight revelation. Small warning signs had begun to appear, unrecognized calls, secret messages, and sudden evening outings. I questioned her once and she snapped, "You're imagining things." But my instincts screamed otherwise. The unease intensified, transforming doubt into suspicion. Our once happy home began to feel tense, almost suffocating. It became clear the conflict wasn't minor. It was a symptom of a deeper deception, one that threatened to shatter the foundation of our marriage and reveal a truth I wasn't prepared to face. A trivial argument soon exploded into chaos. Voices were raised, accusations flew, and the home became a battlefield. I tried to check her phone, and she resisted violently. Fear, anger, and disbelief collided in every moment. The love I had trusted felt like a fragile illusion, now threatened by secrets I hadn't imagined. Every shouted word, every defensive gesture, intensified the suspicion. The tension reached a breaking point, signaling that our marriage was no longer just strained, it was on the verge of collapse. In desperation, I seized her phone. My hands trembled, heart racing. Unlocking it, I discovered months of hidden messages, secret calls, and plans made without me. The betrayal wasn't a single mistake. It was an ongoing deception. Every lie, every hidden meeting, every concealed conversation became painfully clear. In that moment, I knew there was no going back. The trust that had once defined us was irrevocably destroyed, and I could no longer pretend everything was normal. My world, as I knew it, had changed forever. And then I saw the final proof. Her conversation with another man, flirtatious, intimate, and shameless. Every word revealed months of deceit. The reality hit like a punch to the chest. The love I believed in had been a mask, hiding a betrayal so deep it shook me to my core. I realized that she had never truly been loyal. That single revelation captured the depth of her dishonesty, leaving me confronting a painful truth I could never ignore. The woman I trusted had crossed a line beyond repair. Alone, I sat with tears and disbelief. My mind raced with questions. How could she do this? Why didn't I see it sooner? Self-blame gnawed at me. Each heartbeat, each breath, was a reminder of her deception. The home that once held warmth now felt hollow. Shock and grief consumed me. I understood that her betrayal wasn't just emotional. It had dismantled my sense of reality. Every memory I cherished now seemed tainted by the lies she had woven. I had to face the aftermath, however painful, to begin processing this heartbreak. Further digging revealed the full extent of her infidelity. Hidden meetings, secret calls, and messages she thought I'd never find. This was no momentary lapse. It was months of planning, deception, and betrayal. Every detail confirmed what I had feared, leaving no room for doubt. I realized that Zynet's entire double life had been carefully hidden. The scope of her lies made my stomach churn. The woman I had loved and trusted had been living an entirely separate reality, one that I was never meant to discover until now. Confronting her, Zynet initially denied everything. But the evidence was undeniable, and she eventually confessed, her eyes a mix of fear and fleeting remorse. She tried to justify her actions, claiming she hadn't intended harm. But the truth was too clear. Her attempts at explanation only reinforced the betrayal. Months of lies and hidden actions had left the marriage beyond repair. I realized that no words could restore the trust that had been so thoroughly destroyed, and that our relationship had passed the point of no return. I left, quietly, without argument or drama. Heart heavy, but dignity intact, I walked away from the life I had built with her. Love was gone, and trust had been obliterated. Closing the door behind me, I felt a mix of sorrow and liberation. That night marked the end of our marriage and the beginning of my journey to reclaim my life. Walking away silently was the hardest choice, but also the only choice that preserved my self-respect and sanity. Zynet tried to contact me endlessly. Calls, texts, even tearful pleas, but I ignored them all. Every attempt reminded me of her desperation but also reinforced my resolve. I realized that returning would only harm me further. She had to face the consequences of her choices alone. Her panic, attempts at reconciliation, and insistence only solidified my decision. Protecting myself meant cutting all ties. Her desperation became proof of the mess she had created and of my necessity to stay away from a life filled with lies. 6 months later, I rebuilt my life. Work, friends, and self-respect filled my days. The memory of Zynet no longer haunted me, but the lessons she left were unforgettable. I learned to trust my instincts, protect my heart, and value myself. Life had regained its balance, and I was finally free from the constant anxiety her lies had caused. Betrayal had left scars, but it also taught resilience. I emerged stronger, wiser, and determined never to let someone's deceit control my life again. Eventually, Zynet reached out, claiming her rights and expecting me to return. I calmly refused, reminding her that her choices had consequences. Her sense of entitlement exposed how little she understood the severity of her actions. I had moved on, prioritizing dignity over regret, while she faced the reality of her own betrayal. I would not allow her manipulations to pull me back. My decision was firm, our past was over, and the future was mine alone to reclaim. From my experience, it's clear, blind trust can be dangerous. Betrayal always surfaces, and when it does, it can destroy everything. Protecting your heart, maintaining dignity, and walking away from deception are crucial. Love without accountability blinds you. Betrayal teaches hard lessons about strength, clarity, and self-worth. Watch for warning signs, trust your instincts, and never ignore feelings of unease. Protect yourself before your world is shattered by lies hidden in plain sight. The ultimate lesson: lies and infidelity cannot be ignored. When someone betrays you, walking away is often the only path to healing. Life is too short to waste on those who don't value your love. Protect your dignity, prioritize your self-worth, and never compromise for someone undeserving. Betrayal, though devastating, is a powerful lesson, a reminder to trust wisely, move forward, and never allow anyone to manipulate or destroy your peace.